On October 5, a New York Times exposé uncovered decades worth of UAL harassment and assault allegations leveled against influential Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. Since then, over 40 women, including stars like Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie, have come forward with their uncomfortable Weinstein stories. The allegations swiftly toppled Weinstein's career. 3 days after the Times report, Weinstein was fired from the production company he founded, and was later kicked out of the very motion picture academy he had once lauded over. It's not just that Weinstein has faced real consequences for his actions. His downfall spurred a domino effect that's resulted in other prominent men being publicly accused of UAL misconduct, and facing similarly seriously professional repercussions. This global movement of taking accusations of UAL misconduct seriously, and responding with adequate force, has been dubbed the Weinstein effect. The phenomenon even has its own Wikipedia page. The Weinstein effect is the culture of silence that protects powerful men being rapidly eroded. Its survivors feeling emboldened to speak up against misconduct. And it's resulted in reports of workplace harassment skyrocketing. There's not a lawyer doing the kind of work we do whose phone is not ringing off the hook, Deborah Katz of Katz, Marshall Banks, told USA Today. Women have gotten to a place where it's much safer to stand up to it, and employers are more concerned about damage to brand. Lately, the individuals ousted by the Weinstein effect have replaced Weinstein himself in the forefront of the news. Following allegations of UAL misconduct and assault, Kevin Spacey was fired from House of Cards and replaced by Christopher Plummer in the upcoming film All the Money in the World. Louis C.K.'s release was delayed indefinitely after a Times exposé contained accounts of women accusing him of UAL misconduct. NPR News chief Michael Oreskes resigned after being accused of inappropriate behavior. Since being accused of harassment by 7 women, journalist Mark Halperin has been fired from NBC, and his miniseries project with HBO has been cancelled. In the past, these men may have been able to shoo away accusations through large settlements, or carry rewarded public apologies, yet those deflections aren't protecting people any longer. Employers seem to be, taking allegations seriously. Because of sheer number and the similarities of stories, we're actually exploring why it happened and not whether it happened, Noreen Farrell, executive director of Equal Rights Advocates, told CNN. This feels different. Were it not for the Me Too viral campaign, which exposed how far-reaching the problem of assault is, there may not be a Weinstein effect. The Me Too hashtag was reinvigorated by actress Alyssa Milano on Twitter on October 15. The catchphrase had actually been created 10 years prior by activist Tarana Burke to provide a support system for assault victims. If all the women who have been usually harassed or assaulted wrote, "Me Too," as a status, we might give people a sense of the magnitude of the problem. Milano wrote. The hashtag spread to 85 countries around world. Italy and France made their own versions. Social media is the big, to use a cliché, game changer here. I mean, that's why we're seeing so many women being heard, said Mary Schmitz of the Chicago Tribune in a conversation on NPR. So far, the Weinstein effect has played out in newspaper headlines, and has toppled careers of powerful and famous men. Yet as the Me Too campaign clearly demonstrates, harassment clearly isn't limited to rarefied, privileged LA circles. The tremendous breadth of the Me Too campaign links Alyssa Milano with your next-door neighbor, Gwyneth Paltrow with your high school friends, the cast of One Tree Hill with yourself. There are more perpetrators of UAL misconduct than Harvey Weinstein. There are more survivors than Hollywood actors. So, the Weinstein effect's greatest legacy may be in the way it spurs dialogue about ism and misconduct in the average, everyday, not Hollywood workplace.